I once had a gun to my head. I just told Caitlin this. I can broker that peace talk. I would appreciate that. I just told Caitlin this story the other day.
Freaked me out.
Freaked her out. I told her on purpose because I wanted her to realize what she's getting herself into. Guys, 2 years ago, I was in the freezing cold in Pennsylvania. It was like 35 degrees outside. I have one more piece of chicken.
Oh, okay.
Not by a scoper. Yes, by a scoper. I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you the whole story right now. You can record it, put it on YouTube, all that, because I know you love to do that. 2 years ago, somewhere around 2 years ago, freezing cold weather, Pennsylvania. I'm in Mountaintop, Pennsylvania. Look it up. I'm parked up, and I get a message from somebody. Dude, 4 people, specific people, I'm not going to mention names, paid $1,500, PayPal this dude $1,500 to come kill you. This is not a joke. This is not a game. I'm not playing right now. I'm telling you a true story. Wings is back. Welcome on. All right. This really happened. This dude, big red pickup truck, country dude from Philadelphia, apparently. I don't know if he was from the city or from the country in Philly, but he was from Philly. If there's any country in Philly, but he was a country boy for sure. And people had warned me. I had 2 people. Well, one person messaged me, and then a few hours later, somebody else messaged me. And I don't think the second person was telling the truth because they told the story a little differently. And so you should go to Phoenix. They have a lot of great places to see there. Thank you. And Oscar. No, his name wasn't Oscar. And so they said that 4 people had got, it's visual, how much haters impact your mental health. Not sure how people can do that. Yeah. That 4 people had paid $1,500 total to have someone come to Pennsylvania and shoot me. Legitimately. And I went to the police about this, and they wouldn't do anything. They're like, oh, it's over the internet. There's nothing we can do. I'm like, this guy had a gun to my head. This happened. Like, why can you do nothing about this? Like, here's my screenshots of the messages. Here's the people who did it. They're like, it's over the internet. There's nothing we can do. I'm like, BS, there's nothing you can do. BS. I've been to the state police like 14 different times I've been to different state police. We're done. I'm done. Okay, back to positivity. After this story, back to positivity. And so so this guy shows up, 3 a.m., raps on my window. I'm asleep in my car. Should show the screenshots. Bertha, we're moving on from it. I would sue the cops. Could you sue the cops? Is that a thing? Hi, Jim and Kate. This is so awful. I've seen people behave. Yeah. Missy is ridiculous. Privet cocktail. And so, anyway, this guy shows up. Nope. TT says, Sto prois nietrus. So this dude shows up, raps on my window at 3 a.m. with his gun, with his pistol, raps on my window, and woke me up. I pissed myself. I legitimately pissed myself. Like, he said, get out of the car. I got out of the car. I didn't piss myself until I got out of the car. But I get out of the car. It's like 35-degree weather. I'm in my underwear. And just bare underwear. This dude puts a gun to my head and pulls the trigger. And there's choice words, there's conversation that went on in there, but I'm not going to talk about it because it includes names. But he pulled the trigger, and there was no bullets in the gun. And what he said to me was, if I wasn't such a fan of you, you'd be dead right now. I crawled into a ball. I fell on the ground, and I was just crying and pissed myself because it was the scariest shiznit that's ever happened to me in my life. He took their money and came to meet me. He said he was a fan. If he wasn't a fan, I would be dead right now. That's what these people do. That's what these people do. And so I want you to understand that when you get in cohorts, did he do it just to scare you? Yeah, he did it. He did it for kicks, and then he did it but he was being serious. Like, he legitimately would have killed me. He collected $1,500 from 4 people. Here's how I knew it was true. The reason I knew it was true was because someone had messaged me specifically. This dude is coming from Philly. He was paid by 4 people, $1,500 from PayPal. I don't know how they got their info, but they got that info. That's what they told me. This guy shows up, pulls the trigger, blah, blah, blah. Ending of the conversation. I'm obviously like crapping myself. I'm not saying anything. I'm just listening to him. And that's what he told me. He said 4 people paid him $1,500 to shoot me. That's when I practically crapped my pants because the story matched the person that told me in Twitter. Somebody Twitter messaged me that exact same thing, and that's exactly what he told me. And that's why I believe that he was genuinely going to kill me if he wasn't a supporter of mine. And so he took their money and then he left, and he was in a Ford F-150. It was an old Ford F-150, a red truck. He was in coveralls and like Carhartt coveralls. People from Philly don't play. No, he was a Carhartt coveralls. He had the Philly accent. Goes Molly scoping about you. Hey guys, if anybody's rebroadcasting me right now, please send it to me so that I can report it. And so that happened. And ever since, I've always been on my toes. I'm always aware. And I told Caitlin the story because I wanted her to be aware of the situation. Like, this is real life. And I want you to understand that when you support or even watch these people that have negative things to say about me, when you even watch them, you are supporting, like, the most toxic environment possible. The most toxic environment possible. Like, there are people... Now here's another thing. John, thanks for the supports. Here's another thing. Let me ask you a question. What happens if somebody who is a hitman... What if somebody who is a hitman in real life is on Periscope, finds me, listens to the haters, doesn't like me, and just happens to be 15 minutes away from where I'm at? Then what? Nobody's going to have to pay him. Do you get what I'm saying? I personally wouldn't be going back on social media. Are you scared for Kay? I'm not, because I'm on alert 24/7. Like, I don't sleep. I'll admit that. I don't sleep. I'm up 24/7 when we're in the car. When we're in a hotel, I'm fine. I sleep. But when we're in the car, I'm on alert 24/7. So, yeah. And Kate is still learning. Like, she doesn't get how serious it is. She doesn't understand yet. And I hope to God that none of that comes to fruition. I hope that she never has to deal with this. Now, I want you guys to understand, I just told you the most severe situation that's ever happened to me. I want you to understand, I just told you the scariest, worst thing there's plenty of things that have happened.